welcome where we are truly on the road to Beijing. We are heading toward the Olympic Stadium along the second of Beijing's 5 ring roads. And as you see, we are making excellent time. First of all, because there are only half the normal number of vehicles traveling the roads each day. Today only vehicles with odd numbered license plates can circulate, but primarily because we are running along a road reserved exclusively for the Olympics. Only vehicles carrying this kind of authorization are allowed. Ignoring the law means €10 fine and 2 points shaved from the driver's license. So let's take advantage of this smooth going to introduce you to the city just 1 week away from the opening of the Games.
May 100 flowers bloom, the words of Mao Zedong. Half a century after that brief interlude when the Communist Party actually encouraged dissenting opinions, his portrait still watches over the work at the entrance of the Forbidden City. In this case, Tiananmen Square, home to an army of gardeners. A dazzling array of colors here. Rows and rows of begonias, impatiens, geraniums by the millions.
Yes, there is a very good atmosphere here. Once we just get off the train, we feel it. At the train station, it's everywhere. We went to see the bird's nest and the cube yesterday. We can feel the Olympic Games are coming. I wish you good luck to Beijing.
The city is very well prepared. It's 100% successful preparation. It will be a great success for the Games, that's for sure.
It's very, very beautiful here. It's really a super decoration. Nice choice on the flower colors. I'm so happy to be here.
On this, the world's largest square, it is a far cry from the water cannons that crushed the student uprising here in 1989. Beijing thought big when it planned this larger-than-life makeover. Well worth the effort, say the critics.
Everything we're seeing now is quite a drastic change from what we saw in Tiananmen Square yesterday. Everything we're seeing today is new, brand new, everything's being installed. And you see a lot of flowers, it's like the big theme in all the installations, and they're shipping in all kinds of different tropical and other flowers from different parts of the country, and I think it's quite beautiful.
Elsewhere, the city also sang it with flowers as it proudly displays the Olympic colors. At each intersection, a fresh display or a giant mascot. All in case you forgot, we're now less than a week away from the opening ceremony.
We are standing at the entrance to the Media Village, and as you see, everyone has to run the gauntlet of security checkpoints. Security is of the utmost priority for the Chinese authorities. Police are omnipresent and no one goes far before being checked and rechecked for proper identification. Sniffer dogs are already in force, being used in areas around the stadium to check for the presence of explosives. And for those unable to attend at the stadium, there remains, of course, TV coverage, a moment eagerly anticipated in Chinese households.
We're in the south of Beijing, near the 3rd ring road that surrounds the Chinese capital city. This is where the Wu family calls home. We arrive at lunchtime. They're watching CCTV Olympic, a state-owned channel set up specially for the Beijing Games. It broadcasts Olympic news 24 hours a day.
We ordered some tickets on the internet last year, but it didn't work out. And now it's impossible to get your hands on one. It's a shame, but that's the way it is. I work next to one of the ticket offices and I've seen people queuing up for hours, even camping out. It's too bad, we'll just have to watch the games on TV.
The father of the family is preparing lunch with a steady hand in the kitchen. He's a chef and he'll have the opportunity to see the Olympics from within. He's working at a food stall at one of the Olympic sites.
We're so impatient. China has waited for 100 years to host the Olympics. You see, it's an entire century. For us Chinese, it's a great event. For the government as well. It's also a real test for our athletes. It's a test for the entire society and all of the work we've done so far. It's an acknowledgement of all that.
The table is set at the Wu's. The family is awaiting the 2-week feast that's about to start in the city they call home.
We have arrived at the International Broadcast Center. It's from this site that the images of these game sporting achievements will be transmitted to viewers throughout the world. And not far from here, there is a new village for athletes which was opened last Sunday.
A first taste of Beijing 2008. It may lack the sunny skies the city's Olympic Committee was hoping for, but after years of waiting, the Chinese flag's finally flying over the newly built Olympic Village. Hundreds of Chinese athletes were invited to the official opening ceremony, and among them, some big names.
We're going to do all we can to make sure this village is a comfortable home for the athletes, so they feel welcome and safe. We hope they all eat, sleep and perform well.
It wasn't long before the first international competitors began to arrive and check out their accommodation. And while this grey concrete jungle may not look all that appealing from the outside, it reputedly offers athletes some of the most modern and luxurious facilities in the game's history. And when the Chinese say village, they mean village. Restaurants, shops, and even a clinic can be found on site. Among the first French athletes to arrive, the canoe kayaking team.
Welcome.
Fabien Lefebvre and Tony Estongue, who's due to bear the French flag at the opening ceremony in Beijing, were impressed so far.
We've settled in pretty well. I was lucky enough to stay in the Olympic Village in Athens, and I'd say here it's the next bracket up.
After recovering from the jet lag, the next challenge, getting used to the heat, with temperatures already at 35 degrees and humidity levels high.
I know it has a negative effect on my performance. I'm going to have to get used to it like everybody else, but it's true, so far we've not yet worked out how to deal with it.
It seems the athletes may end up spending a significant part of their stay in their air-conditioned rooms. Plenty of time then to iron out the creases in their suits for the all-important opening ceremony on the 8th of August.
It's south of the capital where we find ourselves now, within the confines of the Temple of Heaven, this magnificent temple constructed during the Ming Dynasty and given a complete facelift in time for the Games. The complex is one visited by tourists in great number each day. True Beijing residents prefer the calm of the park which surrounds the temple, and this is where people come each morning to practice Tai Chi Chuan. We'll leave them to their training and join now my France 24 confederate Mark Owen. We will be handing off the baton to you next week. Mark, you will be broadcasting your daily show here in Beijing from August 8th.
Yes, Antoine, join me and our team of very special correspondents in the capital of China for a program called Beijing Time. What's it about? Well, it's about everything that happens at all the venues and, of course, so much more. Beyond the games, if you like, you could call it that. So there'll be reports about everything that happens in Beijing to do with the Olympics, and of course we'll help you discover all the people behind the scenes, the things that go on, the real stories of what goes on in the Chinese capital. Okay, the results, the personalities, everything that goes on around the games. Fantastic stuff. Beijing Time, soon to be discovered on France 24.
Thanks, Mark, and the best to you and the show. Thanks also to Xavier Chemisser, Cheryl Peggis and Bo Failey for lending their assistance to the preparation of the program throughout the 5 months of the torch relay. Here's wishing you and all of us an Olympic Games to remember and know, for some relaxation, a bit of Tai Chi.